This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome back to Chapter 2 of our series, Mastering Healthy Sleep Routines. In this episode, titled Analyzing Your Current Nighttime Habits, we'll explore the activities that may be sneaking into your evening routine and affecting your sleep quality. So, grab a cozy blanket and let's dive in. Right before bed, your brain may think it's midday. A single bright screen can delay the hormone that says, time to sleep. You brush your teeth, scroll for a minute, and suddenly you're wide awake. So what exactly are your nights teaching your brain to do? Every night, you run a quiet experiment on your sleep, even if you're not paying attention. The timing of your last coffee, how long you stay at your desk, the one more episode decision, the brightness of your kitchen lights at 10 p.m. Each choice sends a tiny signal about when your body should be alert or drowsy. Over days and weeks, those signals add up to a pattern your brain starts to expect. Here's the catch. Most of us only notice the end result, feeling wired at bedtime or heavy in the morning, while the causes hide in the hour-by-hour details we never track. That's where a more curious, scientist mindset helps. Rather than guessing, you'll start capturing what actually happens: what time you head toward bed, how often you wake up, how rested you feel. We'll use that data to spot which habits are quietly stealing your best sleep. Some of your most powerful sleep disruptors hide in normal habits that feel harmless: the snack you grab at 9:30, the emails you answer quickly at 10:15, the way your bedroom light stays blazing until you're under the covers. Each of these has a timing, an intensity, and a ripple effect you rarely see. That's why researchers look beyond bedtime itself and map the full 3 to 4 hours before it. In this series, you'll do the same, zooming in on your actual evenings, not your ideal ones, and turning vague hunches, "I sleep badly," into specific, fixable patterns. If you only look at what time you went to bed, your sleep story is missing most of its plot. Research labs don't just note lights out, they zoom in on how people slide or stumble toward sleep, especially in the last couple of hours. That's where your current habits quietly create either a smooth runway or a bumpy, last-minute landing. Start with regularity. Your body's clock loves predictable cues. When your bedtime swings by 1 to 2 hours from one night to the next, your internal rhythms drift. You might fall asleep eventually, but the deep, restorative stages become patchier and more fragile. Self-tracking often reveals this in ways your memory glosses over. You feel like you sleep around 11, but the log shows 10:20 one night, 12:40 the next, then 1:05 after that. Next, there's what happens after you lie down. Clinicians look at how long it takes you to fall asleep, how often you wake up, how quickly you return to sleep, how much of your time in bed is actually spent sleeping. That last one, sleep efficiency, is especially revealing. If you're in bed for 8 hours but only asleep for 6, your nights are fragmented, even if you don't fully remember each awakening. Substances and evening activities leave signatures too. That harmless late coffee, the glass of wine, the intense gaming session, the 11 p.m. work sprint, they show up as longer time to fall asleep, more middle-of-the-night stirrings, or lighter, less refreshing sleep. You might not connect Tuesday's meeting prep with Wednesday's foggy brain, but your log will. Think of this stage as debugging a slow computer. You're not judging yourself for every background program, you're simply surfacing which ones run late, hog resources, and make everything lag. Once you see them clearly, you can decide which to close, which to reschedule, and which are truly worth the cost. Think of a typical weeknight. You eat a late dinner, answer one last message, stream a show, then crash into bed. On Monday, you add a 7 p.m. workout. On Wednesday, a drink with friends. On Friday, a late-night project push. Each of those evenings feels different, but over time they often produce the same result: dragging yourself through the next morning. The value of analyzing your routine is in separating which ingredients reliably upset your sleep from those your body actually tolerates. For example, some people discover that any caffeine after lunch shows up as long, restless settling in at night, while a short, early evening walk has no downside. Others find that even light social media scrolling close to bed leaves their mind buzzing, but reading a physical book doesn't. Setting a baseline here is like tuning software performance logs. You're not blaming the laptop for being slow, you're identifying the specific processes that quietly keep everything from running smoothly. Your nights might soon come with a forecast as detailed as the weather. As wearable sensors get better at reading subtle shifts in heart rate, temperature, and even micro movements, your evening patterns could trigger real-time nudges. Dim lights now, pause caffeine tomorrow, move bedtime 20 minutes earlier. Like a navigation app rerouting you around traffic, these systems won't just describe your sleep, they'll suggest tiny course corrections before trouble builds. As you collect these details, resist rushing to fix everything at once. At first, treat your notes like a map you're still sketching, curious about blank areas, not ashamed of rough edges. Over time, you'll see which small tweaks reliably pay off, like refining a recipe. A bit less stimulation here, a touch more consistency there, tasting for deeper rest. Here's your challenge this week. Tonight, set a digital sunset alarm for 60 minutes before bed and power down every screen, phone, TV, tablet, laptop, as soon as it goes off. In that last hour, follow the same 3 steps each night. Do one calming task for tomorrow, like laying out clothes or packing your bag. Switch to a low-light activity, like reading a physical book or stretching, and get in bed at the same exact time. Track how many nights you stick to this 60-minute wind down and aim for at least 5 out of 7. This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow!